All right, in this video, we're going to look at incorporating the relationship between price and demand in terms of units, and then work that out for both total revenue and net profit. So a couple of things. Start with my blank spreadsheet. I'll make the zoom to 120, and just to think ahead, I'm going to make the first 5 columns 12 units wide so we can see things better. I need to know a few things. From the supply and demand function, I recall that demand is equal to 86 minus 1.8 times price. I also know that revenue is equal to price times demand, although that should be obvious. The next thing I know from our previous videos is that total cost is equal to 13.75 times demand plus 400. I should probably put an asterisk in here just to be consistent. And then finally, another fairly obvious one, net profit is equal to revenue minus total cost. So now I'm ready to build a table. We'll start with price. We'll start at $0 and increment by $2.50. This may help us see some of the finer gradations. And we'll increase that to $50. Perhaps we'll format that so that everything has 2 decimals. Now I have to incorporate the demand function. We know that demand is equal to 86 minus 1.8 times price, which is in cell A7. I don't have to worry about anchoring anything because we'll just reference the numbers for ease and clarity. I do want to reformat demand, though, to be a number with no decimal places. Hopefully we're not selling fractional units. And I can drag copy that down or copy in any way you see fit. And when you get down to where the price is $50, we actually have crossed the point where demand is no longer positive. And we'll demonstrate that in a bit. Next up is revenue. Now here's the beauty of doing things in a table format in a step-by-step process, because revenue is simply equal to price times demand. And we can copy that down. I'll do a different copy format. I did Control C, then Shift with my down arrow, and I filled that in. I'm also noticing that my titles are a little askew, so I will write justify them. Now that leads me to my first opportunity to build a little bit of a sketch. So I'm going to highlight the price column, and then I'm going to slide back up, hold the Shift key down, highlight the price column, slide up, hold the Control key down, and just highlight the revenue column. And then I will insert a simple line plot, but take advantage of the curves. So here we can see where the revenue function kind of maxes out around $22, perhaps $22.50. So that was nice. I'm going to scroll up, put my display up here. In fact, I'm going to move it over so I've got a couple more columns to work with. Maybe I'll make it just a little bit smaller. Now I'm ready for total cost. Here, total cost is going to be equal to 13.75 times our level of demand plus our $400 fixed cost. And we can format that by using the format painter in the same currency format as we did for revenue. Then I can drag copy that down, and I've got my total cost function. It's interesting that total cost decreases, but that's only because the number of units that we would expect to make and sell decreases. Next up, net profit. Here, that's an easy one. Simply revenue minus total cost. Now, note that in many representations, the net profit, when it's a loss, will be represented in red with parentheses. If it's not in red with parentheses, you can right-click, format, and then choose the last one. It's up to you on how you like to present it. And we can copy that down, Control-C, Shift down arrow, just hitting the down arrow till I get to the bottom. I like to get to the bottom of things. And here we can see now that profit looks like it's maximized around $30. Now, if you did this out algebraically, and I'm not going to take the time to do it, many of you may have remembered from high school or college how to find the maximum point of a parabola. But also, more importantly, from my point of view, note that the total revenue maxes out around $25. So the total revenue and total profit are not always the same. There are circumstances in which you might want to look at total revenue versus maximum total revenue versus maximum net profit. But in this case, now you have both pieces of information. And now provide a final sketch here where I will highlight the price column. I'll hold the control key down, highlight the revenue column, release the control key, hold it down again for the net profit. And now I can insert another line graph, just as I did before. Maybe we'll make that one a little smaller to match. And then there we have the side-by-side comparison, where visually you can kind of see where net profit maxes out at $30 and revenue maxes out around $25. So there was a quick way to create a couple of charts and build a nice revenue and profit model, but this time incorporating the fact that people will buy the level of demand will vary based on the price you charge. Thank you.